Good morning and welcome to the Loretta Brown Show, radio to open the heart, heal the soul, and awaken the consciousness. And if you're out there driving around, what a beautiful morning. I know it's a little cloudy, but it's also a little sunny. Yep. And I always go past, the Angel Maroney is up there shining in the sun this morning. I know. The birds were singing, by the way. There's this... I kind of wake up in the morning and the birds are singing. There's this bird. I don't know what it is. I kind of wish I understood what the different bird songs were, right? Yeah. So
I'm not in tune with them. I don't know.
I love listening to them. So I talked to them. And then also last night, because we have this place where the ducks come every year, the mallard ducks. I don't know. Last night.
This
is crazy.
So
I know.
The ducks, the mallards.
Mallard ducks.
The hens,
those guys.
what are they called?
I don't know.
They have wings?
They have colored heads, right?
The green, the mallards.
Yeah, the pretty ones.
The emerald green.
No, last night, like around, 10:30, all of a sudden, I hear them coming in, and they're making so much noise. That's true. It's crazy. So I went, it's dark.
They're communicating.
Yeah, they're like landing. It's like landing lights.
Maybe they're just setting up a landing strip for their homies coming in.
Yeah, they're like quack, quack,
wait, how's that go again?
How's that? I'm not going to make duck noises.
How was that again?
I was hoping you'd do it for me.
Couldn't get you to do it.
I know.
I'm under the weather. I can't do sound effects.
Oh, you
I'm
can do
sorry.
those.
I'm out of commission this week.
All right. So for those of you...
See, I sound like a broken one. Like...
Look, when I was a little girl, we used to play with cars. You know how kids make noises with cars? They're like,
yeah.
And I make noises, and my brother would look at me like, that's not the noise of a car.
Yeah, right. You're like, it is in my car. And if you ever want to ride, you let me know.
Yeah. So I got self-conscious about
you shouldn't have done that.
So I'll get over that.
I support my boys do sound effects and stuff like that too, and they like it, and they try to copy me because I do voices all day long, even at home. Yeah. And I'll kind of practice, and then I'll be quiet, and they'll be in the back room trying to do it too. It's hilarious.
They're adorable. Your boys
thanks.
are adorable.
Yeah, Facebook kind of does the whole memories thing. It popped up on, I was showing you the page when we were forwarding our guest for today's show, and it popped up a picture, I think when they were like 18 months.
Oh, and
they were barely sitting up in their little onesies.
Sitting up.
And I had them on a little spring deck photo, and it was just like they're barely looking at the camera. I'm like, grow so fast because they're 6 now, and it's like, man,
they were cute, little sleepy heads. With
they were.
They
looked like they woke up from a nap, just like they look like right now, like me, lack of sleep.
The jammies with the feet. Yeah,
I need to get a pair of those.
Adorable. Yeah, actually,
I did have a pair, and they ended up not fitting me very well. And I said I would go out and try to find another pair, and I still haven't.
You haven't done it. Well, maybe it's time.
I need a onesie. That's priority of this next hour while you're interviewing.
Onesie. Yeah, while I'm on the air.
Benny, I can't get his attention. He's been looking at onesies all day.
I think it's great. So anyway, I hope that we're lighting up your morning, lighting it up. And for those of you tuning in, I'm Loretta Brown, and I'm the owner of Reiki Oasis, located right here in Seattle. This is our 22nd year in business. Blows my mind, and I'm so grateful to all the beings of light and angels that help us. We do lots of things over there. Of course, Reiki is, because it's called Reiki Oasis, right? So there's a Reiki 1 workshop coming up April 1st. And that workshop is about half full, so if you want to get into it, this is for anybody and everybody. I'm a firm believer that everybody should learn Reiki because it starts to introduce you into the vibrational realm. And, the primary law of the universe is everything's vibration. Everything else comes from that. And if you want to learn the gentle art of traditional Japanese Reiki, please sign up at schedule.reikioasis.com. Thank you to my webmaster, Indigo Hawk, for all of his hard work that he does all the time. I just don't know what I'd do without him. I also have a crystal bowl healing sound bath with the angels at Bala Yoga in Kirkland on Sunday evening, April 2nd, and it's at 7:30 p.m., and you can sign up at Bala Yoga, or you can sign up through facebook.com/Reiki Oasis. There is a event page there, and you can get your tickets ahead of time, which I recommend you do. And I'll also be doing something sort of interesting in April, and it's something I haven't done before. So here in Seattle, we have a convention called SakuraCon. And it is a traditional Japanese and anime-oriented convention. It is the 20th year they've been in Seattle, and it's a great lot of fun. People dress up. I'm going to be doing a presentation on Reiki and the Reiki power symbol and sort of its secret Shinto Jumon at SakuraCon right here in Seattle, Saturday, April 15th from 3:45 to 4:45 in the afternoon. And if you've never been to SakuraCon, they have all kinds of fun things like the Japanese drumming and the Japanese tea ceremony, and all kinds of big stars come. So, check it out.
Sumo wrestling?
Yeah.
No, do they?
I don't know, but I think they should.
I think so.
You know what? I don't know.
I always wanted to be in one of those inflatable suits.
Yeah.
We could do that here.
We could, actually.
We could have our own little, what is it?
Yeah.
What was it called again?
SakuraCon.
SakuraCon. We should have that, a mini SakuraCon here.
Yeah, mini SakuraCon. And it's SAQURA, SakuraCon.
Sounds fun.
It does. Sounds like a lot of fun. So I hope you'll come out and support me at that talk, and also just support SakuraCon and Seattle, all those people that do that. I am a listener-supported show, and if you like what you hear, please consider supporting us at patreon.com/The Loretta Brown Show. And I'd also like to put in a little plug for my dear friend T.B. Bodicon and his business, A1 Senior Care Advisors. This is an amazing business that he has. He provides, and yes, you're going to hear this correctly, free local senior housing and care referral services. So if you have an elderly family member, a friend, or a neighbor who's not able to stay at home any longer due to higher level of care needs, and boy, this is a big issue if it comes up, please contact A1 Senior Care Advisors. They're going to help you find the best and most appropriate assisted living, adult family home, or dementia/Alzheimer's care facility. A1 Senior Care Advisors is committed to help families navigate the complexity of elder care on all levels. And once again, this is a free service. I'm not making that up. So call TB Bodicon and A1 Senior Care Advisors at 425-324-5592. And again, the number's 425-324-5592, or go to a1seniorcareadvisors.com. Remember that if I say this too fast, don't worry. These shows are all archived and recorded. You can go back and listen to them over and over. You can download them as a podcast and get the information. And, of course, you can always email me at info@ReikiOasis.com, and I will be glad to send you the information. So what a beautiful week we've had here in Seattle. Some sunshine, some rain, the spring equinox, as well as moving into the sign of Aries, which is ushering in some much-needed fresh, new energy for all of us. And what do we have coming up on Saturday, the 25th of March, which is a couple days away? Venus will conjunct the Sun on March 25th at 4 degrees Aries, marking the beginning of a new Venus cycle. Now, a Venus cycle is about new beginnings in love, beauty, money, and personal values. And this particular Venus cycle starts in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. So expect a lot of new beginnings in love, especially those in cardinal signs such as Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Now, just like the moon, Venus goes through cycles. But if a moon cycle lasts for 29 days, a Venus cycle lasts 18 months. And a complete cycle, which is a series of 5 Venus cycles, lasts 8 years. So you want to ask yourself, so 8 years ago, which was March of 2009, what happened to you then? Because Venus and the Sun united at that time at 7 degrees of Aries. So the pattern of Venus around the Earth is so beautiful, it actually draws a 5-petaled rose in the sky as views from the Earth. So every 8 years, when the Earth and Venus, quote-unquote, kiss to form another petal, Venus comes back to the same position in the sky. So these patterns of Venus have to do with the heart and the rose, revealing one more time what Venus stands for: pure beauty and love. And the theme of this Venus cycle is passionate love. Passion for your lover, for your career, for what you like, for who you are. And it's a time to get in touch with yourself and literally go to the heart of the matter. Now is the time to tell the world, this is what I want, and this is what makes me happy. And then go and get it, and you will be assisted as always. Marked by the new Venus cycle, this is a year where we're going to be taking a look at love, and anything is possible now. So let the door open and Venus will shower you with her gifts. And I have to tell you, I can't think of a better segue to bring in my guest for today. So because we're speaking of the frequency of love and the showering of gifts, and my guest today is Angelica Rose, also called Angel, and I love that. She is an angel walk-in, an angel messenger, a medium, inner spirit activist, and author of several books. We're going to talk about her new book today, Transformation, Angelic Rose, An Angel Walk-In's Path. Angelica's mission is to operate on this planet as a channel for the pure love frequency that comes to us from the angelic plane. And as an angel walk-in and a medium, she provides messages without human filters in class and individual settings, and she has so much to offer. I hope you will check it out. She is assisted by beings, the angelic realm, and the ascended masters, where she becomes a conduit for their messages. It is such a delight and a pleasure and a blessing to have you here, Angel. How are you today?
I think I'm going to carry you around with me and let you introduce me.
I would love that. Just be a little.
Oh my gosh, that was so beautifully put. You almost put me in tears.
Oh.
Like a little pocket announcer.
Yeah, the pocket.
I know, right?
There we go. Well, Angel, years ago, I basically work with angels too. We all do this in a different way with our gifts. And I was asked if they could use my voice. And since it's a gift from Divine, I said sure. And so thank you for that. That's really a validation of them. So thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show. And I would love it if you could just tell us a little about yourself. I am so intrigued by the idea of an angel walk-in. It was one of the reasons I so wanted you on the show.
Oh my gosh, and I'm so honored to be on the show. A lot of people don't even know what a walk-in is, and so I'm going to share that without getting too much caught up in the past, because that's not what they want me to focus in on. Mm-hmm. So it is important just for people to understand that a walk-in is basically, some people used to call it body snatch, but it really isn't a body snatching. It's more of an arrangement that was made. I know, it's kind of funny.
Body snatching. I was thinking of the zombie apocalypse right now.
I know, right? That was actually made in advance of incarnation, where two, I guess I'm going to just say two human expressions have an agreement that when one reaches a certain level of expansiveness or vibrational learning, that it leaves, and literally it's almost like the body dies and that spirit moves on, and then I came in, a more advanced expression of the prior one, with a purpose of the deep awakening of human consciousness, and initially, which took many years, a deep awakening of the human expression that I incarnated in, that the other expression left a mess when left.
Did you say left a mess?
Yeah, it felt like a mess. And so it took many years. I thought I left a book of rules and regulations in the ethers. I asked them if they forgot to give it to me because I had no idea what was going on. It was my first time incarnating. And just to backtrack a second, usually just so people get clear, when a body is complete, you all know that you're not the human form, the mind, the thoughts, the emotions, you're a spirit having a human experience. And then when you finish what you came to learn, usually the body dies and your spirit moves on. And so in this particular situation, rather than the body just getting buried,
yeah.
I literally dropped in. There were people that witnessed the whole thing and were freaking out at first until they became aware of what was going on because they read energies. And so at that point, I took on the role. They came into my dream, explained to me what was going on. That was the best way they knew how to explain it because the human mind wasn't filtering things in the way of, what it would normally do when it tries to figure things out. It was open, receptive, and dream state. There isn't a lot of ego control during that portion of dream state. And so I was able to get the instructions, and upon awakening, it was so ingrained in the human mind that I was able to understand. And so I got many of my instructions initially when I incarnated through the dream state, through meditation, and then, of course, having a conversation. After I completed what I was completed with what they call the second leg of my life, I'm now, thank God, in my purpose more fully, which is what they call the third leg of my life. I get to live the purpose, which allows the body to feel lighter, more expansive, and for me to be in it more fully so that I can be more of a conduit. So now, rather than just hearing and periodically seeing these ascended beings, the ascended masters, and the angelic realm, which is my family, I actually get to see them like they're in human form. I can have a conversation like I'm sitting at a table. I feel their hugs. I feel them cheering me on. They're like a family I never had, and a relationship that I absolutely adore, and it has become very sacred to me. And so with that being said, I'm able to walk around and be a stronger conduit of this vibrational frequency. I actually had a guy which was extremely uncomfortable at one time taking pictures of me and staring at me at an artwork. And his girlfriend got pissed off, and I walked away. I didn't want to cause any conflict. But I wish I would have gotten copies of the pictures because I did give him my email, and it unfortunately was on a small piece of paper, so he probably lost the paper. I was curious to see what he was talking about because he kept literally for like a half hour to an hour through the window, through walking around. He was following me and snapping pictures. And at that time, I knew I was a conduit because I felt it so strongly, and I just shot love out while I was walking around to remind people of what I feel is the truth, that love is pure, it's unconditional, it's real, and when you feel that inside your beingness, you feel greater joy, you feel greater peace, you feel a greater prosperity consciousness. When it's conditional, there's more of that belief system that can get in the way. If you do it, I love you. If you don't, then it's not appropriate. So judgment and control kicks in. And that's a lie. That's a lie form of love. It's not the real form of love. The real form of love sees you as who you are, not what you look like or what you say or what you believe, but rather your essence of your beauty, of the real pureness of love.
I've always thought, English, we have all these lovely words, and then we just have this one word, love, right? And people say, I love you, I don't love you, I love God, and, I'm kind of being with what you're saying. There's a frequency to this or a vibration to this. I've always tried to figure out how to answer the question, what is love? So for you, because you have this connection with the angelic realm, with this pure love frequency, and it sounds to me like this is a constant for you. And yet here you are on Earth. So what is that? Since you have this connection with that pure love frequency and you also are in this body, how do you deal with the denseness of this world?
Well, that's a really phenomenal question because when I first walked in, I couldn't. deal with it. It was extremely confusing. Again, not getting too caught up in the past because I hyperventilate when I focus too much on it.
Okay,
But
all right.
I literally, at the time, will share that they had to give me a bag and I had to sit in a tub of water. And I laugh now because it reminds me of a baby coming out where it cries. And, you know, you're in water in the mom's stomach. And it was kind of a similar feeling of birthing. And I really had a hard time where I would say, I made a mistake, bring me back up, you know, zoom me back up. And then there were times I would physically leave the body and go into the ethers and connect with that vibration of love and then bring it into the physical form. And it was one of the most difficult things to have to go through, especially having to clean up all the energy so that it could be raised to a point. Had it not been for these beings that I channel, I know I wouldn't have stayed. I would have somehow left. I don't know how, but it was because of their loving commitment to me in helping. And they kept saying, you're a chosen one. And I kept saying, chosen for what? You know, what did you bring me into? And so it was very difficult at first. And the relationship I had with them was my relationship. I didn't have one with what I would call humans on an intimate level. And they did that on purpose so I wouldn't fall asleep into the human consciousness and become another sleepwalker, I call it. So they had to do that in order for me to commit without being committed into an asylum, into bringing the body to a vibrational frequency so that when I come fully in, it's not conflicting with two different vibrations, one being a dense form, which every human is, by the way, denser. Once your spirit comes into a human or any kind of a form, whether it's an animal, once it comes on Earth, it becomes denser. There are different vibrations of that density, and and that's why we're in this ascending place right now, is that the planet's ascending. So everybody on the planet's ascending vibrationally. Those that can't will either die or leave on some level because their body can't handle the vibrational frequency. And so as the body ascends, that of which is not in alignment has to come up to be transmuted. And I see it in the form of energy rather than in the form of belief systems that get transformed. And so as these vibrations shift into different vibrational frequencies, with the energy downloads that they did for me, which were vibrations of high frequencies that literally felt like pricking inside. Now it feels like little salsa bubbles, where when I tune in, I could feel all these little energies, like floating, loving energies, and it makes me feel alive. And so it allowed me to be able to come into the body and not feel as often denseness, unless I'm going through a human experience of some form of a lesson that needs to be expanded. That's when I usually feel more of a density, and I've learned how to deal with it better. Whereas at first I had no idea what I was doing. I felt confused. I was insecure. I was caught up in fear, the limitations, the negativities, all of that. You name it, I had it. And I even asked in the book that I wrote, why did I have to go through such what felt like misery? And the answer was twofold. One was empowerment, and the second is to have compassion, to understand how to support the human awakening. Had I not gone through it, I wouldn't have the compassion to know how to help others. And so it was part of that experience, in addition to ascending the body in an empowered way for me to fully come in so that I could serve the purpose of why I'm here. And that, you know, at the beginning when I would tell people on the walk-in, they would look at me like I was a nut because all they saw was more of the human expression than my energy, until I got the energy high enough at times where they saw it, but there were more of that dense vibration. So I didn't tell people. I just showed who the being of I am. And then it became easier. Now I'm only mentioning it just so people really get that it does exist. And there are other walk-ins. There are crystal children, indigos. I mean, there are just so many on this planet, and they come for different purposes and different roles and different missions. And to me, it's beautiful, in addition to obviously human expression.
Yeah. Boy, you covered a lot there. I want to, I wrote down like 10 questions, but I want to remind the listeners that we do have the lines open this morning. So, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to be live on the air with Angelica Rose, Angel Messenger, Angel Walk-In, and maybe ask a question that you need an answer to. The number at the radio station is 425-373-5527 or 1-888-298-5569. And, sometimes we get a little bit nervous, but don't get nervous. If you're feeling that kind of tug or pull and you're like, wow, I'd really like to ask a question, just dial the number and call in, because it's really pretty easy.
And it all comes from love.
It does. It all comes from love. And we all need help sometimes. I think we all have trouble asking for that. So, yeah, there's no reason to, as we say, suffer in silence. Just come forward. So your purpose here then, what is your purpose here? Angel, why did you come?
That's great. You asked such great questions. Why did I drop in?
Yeah, I love that, by the way. I'm thinking about, why don't you just drop in, right? Why don't people...
I just dropped in. What made me drop in on the filters here?
Yeah, let's just have some tea and talk about that, right?
I know, right? I even asked them, I said, you chickens, well, you didn't come in. Why didn't you drop in with me? Sometimes they would say to me, oh, it's easy. I'm like, yeah, you come down here and see what it is. That's what I used to say at the beginning. Now I'm in the celebration of it all. But man, I wasn't.
And I think we need to have a sense of humor, because that's what I find is that there's just a sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have a sense of humor, forget it. It's definitely going to be a nutcase.
Yeah.
I mean, I laugh a lot. I love to crack jokes, and I totally love my sense of humor. Sometimes people look at me and I don't know what I'm saying, but they just start laughing. And that, to me, puts a smile on my face, because it lightens up the load that they're carrying, and then they get to choose if they want to continue to carry the load or let it go.
Right.
And so I have different purposes. It continues to unfold. The book was a huge transition for me to bring people into a deep awakening of how they can let go of their own human ego control, their fears, their insecurities, their negativities, their limitations, all of those human filters that keep them stuck in fear and struggle and unnecessary sadness, all of that. And how the journey brought me to where I'm at, which is what I call emotional freedom and spiritual purpose. And so the first part of my purpose was going through the process of awakening this human form with these amazing beings that I channel. During that unfoldment, I also had the purpose of supporting those that were interested in their own deepest spiritual awakening and creating these spider-like type grids. And then when I say I'm always meaning it's more of a channel. I never use the human filters. I don't want to get involved in people's stories. It ends up being too much of a distraction, and it doesn't come from as much of integrity. And so when I did these grids on the planet that I was assigned to do, I became a conduit where they would shoot energy, because the body is a vehicle that allowed them to shoot through this body, out through the body, into the physical realm, these energies that would create these like portals of vortexes to bring the vibrational frequency into the physical realm in an easier way. And so they would guide me to various places to close my eyes and open up the energy filters for them to do that. So that was one of the things, and it was actually quite fascinating to close my eyes and experience these spider-like energy grids coming through my body.
Right.
And then, of course, doing the awakenings, the angel messages, the energy alignments I work with, I could feel people's chakras, the energy points. I work with 8 of them. I never go into the human filters. I go above. I tune into the energies. I used to work a lot with their spirit guides. I've decided many years ago that it was more appropriate and obviously more advanced for me to work with the angelics and these high vibrational beings. It served them better because when you reach a certain vibration, your spirit guides shift to different vibrations, and you sometimes get new spiritual guides. So if you're at a vibration where you're learning more of expansiveness and dealing with fears and insecurities, the spirit guides must be as advanced with tools that can help them as much as the angels and some of the ascended masters that have been here and have gone through it and know what's going on. They obviously helped me because I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
And so it works.
Yeah.
And I felt that was important at the time, and I still believe in it. Yeah. Although if I do get a message from their spirit guides, I'm always open to passing it on. I'm never going to say that they're not worthy, because they obviously are, that there are certain areas when it comes to activation sessions that's not as appropriate. It's not that they're not good enough or worthy enough or vibrationally expansive enough. It's just they served a different purpose. Right. And that's the most loving way I can say it.
So my guest today, this is Loretta Brown. My guest is Angelica Rose, Angel Walk-In and Angel Messenger. It's fascinating conversation. I'm riveted. We're going to take a little station break. And when we come back, we're going to take some callers and some questions. Welcome back to the original Loretta Brown Show with my guest, Angelica Rose, Angel Walk-In and Angel Messenger. You can find out more about me, Loretta Brown, at thelorettabrownshow.com or ReikiOasis.com. And you can find out all about Angelica Rose at angelroselove.wixsite.com / is that / or / love? Which way? When it goes that way?
It's probably /
/ You know, it's just the way I am.
Wait, I got to look at the screen.
Yeah, it's just like,
I'm going to go, yep, / Yep.
Okay. And we'll give that information to you again.
We're backward slashers.
Yeah,
these
backward
days.
slash.
Who does
you
that?
know,
Like,
it's just,
we're forward
please
slashing here.
Help me. Anyway, we've got some listeners who are on the lines, and I want to thank them for holding so long. And let's take a caller.
Sure, we'll take Ron calling in from Federal Way. Hello, Ron.
Hello.
Hi, Ron. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies, and thank you for taking the time to put your show on the air and take a call. I've experienced that love several times in my life, the divine love, that pure essence of love, and I'm wondering if I'm a predecessor of the crystal light or the children coming in.
Well, I first want to say thank you for taking the phone call and calling in, because I keep getting asked, and I'm curious now because I also do numerology. There's something going on with your energy right now that's pretty amazing. Is it okay to ask just your month and day of your birthday?
7/22.
I knew it. You're in a 1. I knew it. You're moving into a 1. That's why I was seeing some energy. Your purpose hasn't really unfolded as yet. And I was seeing, I was going above your energy and asking the ascended beings more than the angelic realm, because they kept showing me something above your crown that had some filtering going on. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense to me. And while you were asking, I was asking them so I can hear you and hear them at the same time.
Okay.
And yeah, it was pretty amazing. They were having this conversation with me, and then I'm like, okay, he's asking this question, what do you want me to tell him, kind of a thing, because as I said on the radio show, I don't want to have any human filters, and to just go right to the source. And so
Right.
What they told me to tell you is that your purpose hasn't deeply unfolded as yet. You have glimpses of it. You see visions of it. In fact, it's getting clearer and clearer as you start moving towards your birthday. There is a filter that's keeping you a little bit more on the earth plane, and it's blocking some of your spirit or awakening awakening your humanness part of which would bring the clarity. There is some tools that's beyond what you're saying, beyond being like I can't remember what the word you use, like a partnering or a filtering or a channel for the new children and so forth. When I asked that just now, I definitely am seeing the word yes, that there is part of that. And it's more than that. It's something beyond what your human mind is conceptualizing, because part of your human mind is purposely blocking the spirit mind, because there's some lesson that you're completing between now and your birthday. And you're about, from what I'm hearing from them, about 75% there. So your human mind is aware that it's doing it, and at the same time, your spirit mind is educating the human mind of its purpose. So it's almost like you're having, for a funny way of saying it, like a split going on between the two minds. Like one is talking to the other is dominating one, which is the human mind right now. But as you get closer to your birthday, the human mind will have less power and control, and your spirit mind will have more power and control in the human form, which will give you a purpose, more clarity, and allow yourself to kind of walk on the earth plane with greater awareness of how you can be this conduit. Is this making any sense at all to you?
Yes, it is, and that's how
Okay.
I feel I should be right now, because I've had that form of pure essence of love, and I keep striving to give it to people and show them what it feels like.
Yeah, the one thing that I am hearing, and it could be the connotation when you use that word, the striving is the ego control. The being is your spirit. So, and again, where you're at is perfect. It's a matter of, again, they're saying universal timing. It's not in your control, although your dedication is trying to push it into a control.
Okay.
So you have to let that part relax and connect more with the moment of being the truth, and allow that to shine through, and then you'll express it more authentically. And as you get closer and closer and closer to your birthday, it'll become more apparent on what that feels like, because you know already how to do it. It's just, again, that sometimes the human mind is blocking it, and so you're having this almost like split that's going on, and it's part of the closure. It's nothing you're doing wrong. It's part of the closure from one phase of your life moving into your purpose phase. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so keep doing the wonderful things that you're going to be a wonderful asset. You already are, but even more so.
And Ron, I'm going to add my 2 cents from my angels. I kept hearing like you're walking through a place where there's like crystals hanging down like wind chimes of some kind. I just can hear them. I can hear the sounds. And it's like they're saying you are, and it's really just validating what Angel just said, because I just speak a little differently, that you're in a time of finding yourself, I suppose, or awakening to the self. And your desire is leading you forward, even though there's a lot of ego in the desire. It's still, there's a purity leading you forward. So sometimes I hear the tone of the pure love, and then sometimes I hear the ego. And I think that could be a long conversation, which we don't have time right now. Like how do we calm that and just surrendering not to something or someone, but surrendering to being who you're really meant to be right here, right now, in this moment as a conduit of pure love.
Okay, well, I'll reach out.
Yeah, Ron, if you feel called to check out the website, do, because you're in the last phase. Maybe what I offer could resonate. So check it out and see. Your heart will guide you. And if you feel like it's more appropriate to keep doing what you're doing on your own, then follow your heart, because you obviously have a connection and you know.
Yeah, so Ron, you can find out more about Angel at angelroselove.com. Wix site, WIXSITE.com /love. And thanks for calling. Let's take our next caller.
Yeah, we'll take Eleni now, calling in from Monroe, Washington. Hello, Eleni.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sweet Eleni.
I'm so excited to be listening to this show. I have a cold, so excuse the voice, but I saw it last night, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to call. So I look forward to learning more about your work, Angel. It's amazing.
Thank you. Tell me, I'm just going to get it from everybody, so if you don't feel comfortable, just say that's okay. And
7676.
All I want is, all I want is just the month and the day, because sometimes it helps me to see what the connection is and explains more, and saves a little time. So it's just a month and day.
7-6.
Oh, another July birthday. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you're in a 4 and you're moving into a 5. So that could be interesting. So the 4 is more of that home stability, building things up, and 5 has to do with a lot of change. And the change in your birthday has to do with something transitioning to something different. Being we're in the year 1, new beginnings, there could be something that's going on in your life that you no longer want. And that you're moving into more something, I keep saying the word expansive, something, I don't want to use the word better, but different is what I'm hearing. So let's see what the question is. I'll start laughing if it was relating to this.
Okay. So I'm trying to get it down to just one. I've been pretty stagnant and not doing my Reiki this past year. So I know there's a lot of healing that needs to take place with me. So I guess my question is, how can I start doing that, or is there a way I can be in more connection with one of or any of the angels to assist me with that?
Okay, so
I don't know if that makes sense.
I didn't hear because when you started asking, for me the connection went out. I couldn't hear the first sentence of your question. I heard the rest.
Is there a way, or am I supposed to be working with the angels more? And is there a way that I could do this to help my children? I often wonder if they're indigo or crystal babies. I have twins.
Oh, crystal kids are pretty apparent because they have healing abilities where you have telepathy with them. And indigo kids are very intellectual, where they are extremely brilliant and have more of a desperate need to be loved more than the crystals. The crystals have a deep connection with the vibration of love at a more of a higher frequency. So if you have a crystal child, that would definitely be more of a connection with the angelics than it would the indigo child. Would definitely have a different relationship than with the angels. With regard to you and your purpose of, I keep hearing the word expansiveness, is they keep telling me you're trying too hard. You're trying to bring this new vibration that you're moving into in a way that's making it more difficult. You have to let go of the reins and relax a little bit more. You hold the energy too much in the body, and your body gets stagnated when it's holding on to things that no longer need to be held on to. So you have to move your body more so the vibrations move. They're telling me you're extremely brilliantly bright and pick things up extremely quick. And once you get it, you get it. It's just sometimes you have a stubbornness that makes it more challenging. And that stubbornness is the will of your ego. And so I'm guessing you're laughing that you know the truth here.
Yeah, yes. I'm a student of Loretta's, so she knows me well. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So with that being said, just they keep saying you're in this expansive place. You're moving into a huge shift, and let go of the reins so you don't take the F out of shift. I don't curse.
Okay.
Oh, that's great.
and stay in this place of almost like a lightness. with your walk. Just walk lightly and stop stomping.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I love that.
Yeah.
I got just a quick question because I want to take another caller. And I got a quick question for you, Angel. Is it possible when you have twins to have one that's a crystal child and one that's an indigo?
Oh, yeah. I've actually worked with children in the past. The indigos will come in to actually learn from each other, which is pretty brilliant that the universe would do something like that. The indigos will get that love vibration from the crystal kids because they really do need to experience that vibration. And if they don't, they end up using their intellectualism in a way that actually hurts them rather than helps them. Whereas the crystal children learn from the indigo children because they're learning how to be on the planet in a way that is more of, I don't want to use the word logical, but more of how to bring that vibration onto the planet that is more linear without losing the gift of why they're here in the first place. Because the planet is linear with past, future, right, duality, all that kind of stuff. And the crystals are more oneness, as the angelics, we have more of this oneness connection. Indigos have sometimes that in between where they can come to the linear and also go to the ethereal. So they kind of learn off of each other in a way.
Yeah, I get it. Anyway, Thanks so much, Lainey, for calling in. I adore you. Give your babies love. And always, Angel said it just right. Just exhale, honey. Just exhale and let go a little bit. Everything's fine.
How old is the crystal child?
Now I'm confused at which one that is.
She has twins, and they're about a year old.
Oh, they're young. Okay.
And they're very different. She's got a girl and a boy. And
the boy probably is the indigo. The girl could be the crystal.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up on. And then I was thinking about Benny's twins. Thinking about Benny's twins too. So ask the question for them. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. And is there one angel I am working with or could help me expand and relax or that I could talk to?
Oh, I came back down.
Sorry.
I thought we were done.
Yeah.
So let me go back up. I thought you said we were done. So what's your question?
Is there an angel that I could be talking to or working with to help me through this expansion?
The first one I heard was, and I'm seeing light around it, Raphael comes in periodically, but Michael seems to be working with you a lot lately. And Raphael kind of periodically will come in and...
Yeah.
It feels like Raphael was really, really strong, and it looks like he's transitioning less strong, if that's grammatically okay to say. And Michael seems to be popping a little bit more vibrantly.
I'm just going to jump in just because we're short of time.
Okay.
Just really listen to what she just said, Lainey, and really just work with Michael right now because I think you need that strength. I think the strength is there.
Thank you so much.
All
Have
right.
a great day. Okay.
Love you, honey. Okay, let's take another caller.
Quickly, we'll take April calling in from Dayton, Ohio. Hello, April.
Hello, Benny. Hi, ladies. Thank you for taking my call this morning and squeezing me in. I'm another July birthday.
But your name's April. I'm confused.
Yes. Right? I get that a lot.
And the month and day?
7/24.
July what? 24? Yes. Oh, you're also a 4 moving into a 5. How interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, 4. I can go past 9 if you're allowed to. I love this. This is fun.
No, we can't. We have another show.
Bummer.
We're live on the air, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And April, what can we do for you?
Well, I related to a lot of the things that you said with the last caller.
Well, I'm not surprised because you're in a 4.
Right. So any, I guess, advice you could give me? I recently had a breakthrough with recognizing where I was holding some core wounds and conditioning, and I believe from dream analysis that I'm meant to be writing a book that teaches people how to love themselves, but I don't know if I should start. I'm excited, and so I'm like, should I start now? Should I start now? Can I start? Can I start?
Yeah, I saw when you first asked that. I saw a huge yes. What's holding you back from writing it is this belief system of not being good enough to write a book in the first place, and that this is what I'm hearing, and that you think, well, I have to wait until something happens or I feel something different in order for me to feel like I can write it, which to me is a bunch of cuckoo boo-boo, whatever the word is. You never ever, the humanness, anybody's humanness is never going to be perfect. It's not. It came here to learn. Your spirit is pretty perfect. So as you start to evolve into these heightened levels of self-love, self-worth, self-confidence, and you express your own journey around that, you're touching lives throughout that journey that need to experience that path. They're not going to just get to an end result, nor will you, because you're going to continue to evolve into greater and greater and greater levels of self-love, self-worth, self-value, self-confidence. So you never stop. So you writing the book now is a way of helping those on your own path, your own journey in self-discovery, that would be amazing for them to be able to experience through your own words.
Wow. Okay, so April, just only because we're short of time, we're going to have to go. But please, if you need more information, contact Angelica Rose at angelrose.wixsite.com/love. And I really encourage people to check her out. Get a reading, get some help. She does so many things, and be sure to get her new book, Transformation, Angelica Rose, An Angel Walk-In's Path. She's also written another book called Living Life as You Always Dreamed, which sounds like a lovely book to me, too. Angel, in the last 10 seconds, have you got any last things to say to the audience?
The biggest thing that I want to say right now with what's going on the planet is tune in, tune up, and tune out the distractions of the outer world, and remember the truth that inner love, inner joy, inner peace will always be greater than the lies that you may perceive in the outer world. It's not about judging the outer world. It's about compassionately getting that everybody's doing the best they can, and that you strengthening your inner world will bring you to a greater place of shining and being who you are rather than who you think you're not.
Thank you so much. Everybody be blessed. Be kind to each other. This is Loretta Brown. We'll talk to you next week.